And ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Gimme 5 Part 2. If you recall, yesterday we let you in on the voice and the thoughts of Huma Abedin. She did a podcast for a woman's podcast, and she talked about how she met Hillary, and she was hooked, and she was so beautiful, and all that kind of stuff. Today, in Part 2, we present Ms. Abedin, also known as Mrs. Anthony Weiner, Huma Weiner, that's right, talking about John McCain and how he came to her rescue. Remember when Michelle Bachmann and 4 other congressional colleagues said that members of the Muslim Brotherhood had infiltrated our government, and she named Huma Abedin as one of them and wanted an investigation because of Huma Abedin's alleged family ties to the Muslim Brotherhood overseas. Well, John McCain said, oh, this is un-American, this has to stop, blah, 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 and it stopped, unfortunately, in my view. So Huma was asked about that.
I couldn't even wrap my head around the charges. And I think what Senator McCain did, for which I will forever be grateful, and I have to say that I felt exactly the same way about our president, President Obama, who then there was an Eid reception at the White House, and he also stood up for Muslim Americans, including myself, who had been sort of labeled in a way that was so upsetting. And I think the thing that upset me the most was how upset my family was.
Yeah, well, then let's have that investigation. You see, I take a different tact. If I'm in the public eye and someone says, my parents were members of the Muslim Brotherhood, okay, I'll say, what, are you out of your mind? And I'll welcome, go ahead, go find that they're members of the Muslim Brotherhood. Go find that they had anything to do with being members of the... Instead, she's forever grateful to Senator McCain for making sure that investigation never took place. I would have gone the other way and said, bring it on. What, are you crazy? No, that's just me. I just think she has something to hide. That's just my opinion. Now, most of all, the people that got hurt in that time period, it wasn't poor Huma, it was her poor family overseas.
To me, that was the hardest part. What my siblings had to endure, what my mother had to endure. And I think what Senator McCain did shows what's great about our country, which is, you have people who stand up and say what they believe, even if it's not the most politically popular thing to do. But I'm hoping that that's part of the past, and and me and other Muslim Americans don't have to move forward in this country having to worry about things like that, which is, again, something that really motivates me to work for this particular Democrat, because I think the dialogue on the other side has become increasingly scary.
The brave one wasn't John McCain. The brave ones were Michelle Bachmann and the 4 others who stood up and said something that wasn't politically acceptable, that was politically incorrect. McCain was being politically correct. She has it absolutely backwards. All right, the emails. And many of her emails are under scrutiny now. She may be interviewed by the FBI.
It's something I can't really think about because I can't even imagine what's in those emails. But I'm sure I would probably be mortified. I have no idea. I haven't read any of them.
She hasn't read any of them. Okay, please. Ha, 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 ha. Laugh to the FBI. Now, Huma Abedin has not a little baby anymore, I guess a toddler, at home. Huma Abedin is never home. But Anthony Weiner is. Listen to this mindset of a mother of a young child.
I could not do what I'm doing for Hillary. I'm on the road a lot on the campaign. As I mentioned earlier, I have a 4-year-old son, and I don't think I could do this if I didn't have the support of a spouse who is willing to, basically be a stay-at-home dad as much as he possibly can. And so I'm able to be on the road, and I miss my son, but I don't worry about him because I know between this little village we've created between Anthony and my in-laws and my mom and our families and, this wonderful woman who we have helping us, I can go out and be the best professional woman that I can be.
I miss my son, but I don't worry about him. Without my family, I couldn't do what I do for Hillary and be the best professional woman I could be. Hey, how about being the best mom to that little kid that you could be? Thank you.